G'day people, it's the Naked Wombat here with an update on the flooding in the Rockhampton region. While I'm recording this, we're getting a bit of rain and some thunderstorm approaching. You probably can't hear inside here, but who knows, you might. Look, while my webcam is seriously misbehaving, which is why you're not seeing my face, you'll only see photos. I'm waiting for a technician to visit to fix the computer's webcam, which will have to wait for the flood wars between Rockhampton and here to ease below the road level, which could take up to a week or two as the waters run out slowly. Anyway, the flood level at the Fitzroy River in the region of the CBD was at 9.15 metres this morning, down from the peak level of 9.2 metres. It's expected to stay above the minimal flood level mark of about 8.5 metres for at least a week. So until then, no computer fixator will come to my door. Before I show you some photos, I just want to say to all those people out there blaming the flooding on global warming or whatever you want to call it, time you stop listening to all that bullshit, because that's what it is. Bullshit. Sure, we have screwed this planet up, but come on. Learn some geology and you'll learn that the fluctuations of hot and cold, dry and wet, drought and flood is common for nations like Australia. Barely has Australia not been in either one or both flood and drought at the same time. Anyway, enough of that bullshit. Time for the flood tour. One would think that all this rain would be perfect for frogs, but no. It's taken the need to stop the rain to get back our frogs again. All we got during the rain was a shitload of these fuckers. Yes. Fucking annoying too. All you hear is roar, 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 roar. Give me a bloody line of golf clubs and I'll belt the fuckers. Anyway, a couple of days before the airport was closed and access to Rockhampton was cut off, my wife went shopping with our neighbour, because I killed my car, and stocked up on food as people were buying in the supermarkets, cleaned up stock before getting cut off after our mayor, Brad Carter, this mug here, raised the alarm, telling people to get ready for no outside access, only to later ask people not to panic buy. Otherwise, he's handled the flooding situation pretty well otherwise. With the airport runway closed on Saturday, as you can see here, and the road accessing to Rockhampton from the southern entrance closed down at Yeppen due to some water, as you can see here. Yes, the mother-in-law, who was going to stay with us for a late family Christmas celebration, was unable to fly in. So, yep, bring on all the mother-in-law jokes and cobbers. Now, I get along with her quite well. However, important was to make sure that my daily drug intake was enough supply for my lungs, a bit of steroid, and for my brain, my most important drug, tetrabenazine, which I already had enough to not get my next prescription filled just yet. Tetrabenazine is a drug for movement disorders such as Huntington's disease, Parkinson's disease, and Tourette's syndrome. I use it to control tremors, which without it, basically, I walk like a bent-over caveman and shake like a large human vibrator. So watch out, girls. But what I ran out of, due to not stocking up on, was coffee. Yes, coffee. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank one of my U-Butte neighbours who donated some of her coffee to me. Yes, two different kinds actually. One typical dried bean Moccona French style, which is yummy, and a powdery mixed substance of cappuccino. But as we're out of fresh milk, we're not going to stock up on milk because it will go off. We've got to drink the bloody thing. We needed to buy long life milk, which is alright. But I'll tell you, cobbers, soy milk and coffee taste like shit. Not that I know what shit tastes like. Promise. Here you can see behind a new housing estate, only about a 10-minute walk away from my home, land completely underwater. This land is basically used by grazing cattle, as well as a section used for the Gracemere sewage water treatment, which thankfully was not turned off like it was in the 1991 flood, which peaked at 9.1 metres. That's point of a metre less than this time. And as you can see here, some of the new houses being built haven't fared too well. Some of them will need their wooden frames removed as the wood is swelling from the 2 or 3 days of pouring monsoonal rain, typical of our wet season. Hope they have insurance or something to cover this, because that's going to cost a lot to repair. Out on the Leichhardt Highway on the way to Warrego, west of Rockhampton somewhere, is an example you should never just blindly take your car and drive like an idiot through floodwater over roads. Or, they do say that crocs are getting mighty hungry though. And here is the Raffles Hotel in Rockhampton. The publican dug up the footpath and the earth around his pub and built himself a nice little sandbar. Then locked himself inside his pub full of beer. You lucky bastard. And of course, towns like Rockhampton, which are full of pubs and have no shortage of beer, the people really know how to wait out the wet season. And if you're a duck, well, fair enough. Here we have a flooded walkway up Bundaberg, which was devastated by the flood. Emerald, which is a 3-hour drive west of Rockhampton, went 80% underwater. They did pretty badly. Now, Emerald usually goes under a little bit every year, but nothing like this. Theodore, a town somewhere southwest of Rockhampton, closer to Dalby, on the way to Dalby, and badly affected. Then there's towns like Chinchilla, which I have not shown, which went completely under, and the town was totally evacuated. And of course here, if your car is a submarine, well then go ahead. Otherwise, you're an idiot. And here is an aerial view of Rockhampton taken while waiting for the Fitzroy River to peak. And of course, I'm afraid that one rainwater tank probably quite wasn't enough. And now, what would have been for cattle to line up, I assume, it now looks perfect as a sheep dip. And if you like to go driving in Bundaberg, it's out unless, of course, you're rowing a boat or have a submarine. And now, if you're a plumber, is this the sort of advertisement you're looking for? And here is a coal train, one of 2 unloaded coal trains stranded by the floodwater just up the road from my house, which have been stranded by the flooded and washed out railway infrastructure. The coal mines in Queensland are about 75% shut down, and all exports from Queensland has also been shut down. Queensland supplies about half the world's coking coal for the metal industry, and we also supply a lot of the nation's cotton, cattle and tropical food produce, as well as other produce, which has all pretty much been destroyed. I think all the cotton has been destroyed. And anyway, with all this water, there's not much one can do but wade through the water with all of those highly venomous, cuddly brown snakes swimming through Rockhampton, or, should one not have been washed downstream, you could find an ever-cuddly saltwater crocodile in your watery backyard. So, in the meantime, sit back and munch down on a yummy pavlova and enjoy. And that is the Naked Wombat signing off. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, as our town here in Rocky, like many others, is slowly draining out, and some other towns like St. George are starting to fill up, and St. George might also be 80% underwater as well, after being devastated by a flood last year. But however, that's the way it is in Australia. In Rockhampton, I've been here since 2006, and this will be about the 4th flood. We've had a bushfire, and we've had a damn bad drought, and the sun's pretty strong, where our grass where we're living there was turning black. It was being burnt. So yeah, this is the way it always is, So, but it's not the hottest I've seen it. The hottest I experienced it was in Sydney as a teenager, where the road was melting, and I was doing a paper and I made a shitload of money, as cars can't go anywhere when your tyres have been melted by the melted tar in the roads. So anyway, cobbers, that's me signing off, and guess I'll speak to you later, cobbers. See you later. Naked Wombat signing off.